Hey guys, special episode here with the wife. What's your label? Do you want whole food plant-based mom?
I am Daniel Challenge right
Daniel
now.
challenge.
I don't know what I am. I'm Kingdom Health. That's what I am.
Kingdom health.
Kingdom Health.
The
That's me.
queen. Kingdom health. Queendom health.
Queendom. There you go.
Um, she's with me as my official advisor,
Oh, hey.
and we're gonna go over the results of my first draft of the fasting glucose challenge, and we're gonna see if there's any adjustments we can make to make it even more effective.
Okay.
Okay, so what you guys are seeing on the screen here is the first week. So I have in blue the exercises that I did, where there's like phantom exercises here. I'll remove our color coding to make it look a little more accurate. But you could see that there was, a little bit of exercise every day. I did have some rest days. Okay. So it's an odd week. It starts on a Tuesday, it ends on a Monday. Okay. That's just how my schedule went. So let's just start at the beginning. Um, and at the very bottom, this is kind of what I really want to improve here. So you can see I was able to get my fasting glucose numbers. So in the morning, first thing in the morning, I'm also doing a first thing before I eat something in the morning, which can be a different time of the day or slightly later than when you wake up. And there's the thing called the dawn phenomena that Dr. Bernstein has labeled, where it can go up or down. Your glucose can go up or down. So trying to normalize that out and see what our glucose numbers really are. So if you look at the bottom line, which is or let's just take it from the top. Top line is the waking blood sugars, blood glucose. I went from 106. I kind of teetered around 100. I got to 90, then I jumped right back up to 113 and 100, and then down to 96. And today's Tuesday after this Monday, and I was at 88. So it does seem to go in one direction. Looks like I had like outside of
So this
this
morning was 88?
this morning was 88, which would
Fasting.
which would be a column over here. Yeah, fasting,
Oh, good.
waking.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's where I want to get is into the 80s. 90s is totally fine. So yeah, I guess Sunday was an interesting day. Um, and Sunday, so Sunday started at 113. So it's really Saturday's numbers we want to look at. So Saturday was a very high calorie day, 3,700 calories.
Was that your high fat day?
This was also look at this. This was a no workout evening.
Okay.
So let's look at our numbers here from our Dexcom. So this was, let me make sure I get this right. This was Friday night that we want to look at. Dun, 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 dun. Friday night, which was very conveniently missing from the records. Call it a conspiracy, folks. It was a between sensor moment.
Oh.
So but you can see still, but this is before bedtime, right? So 10:44 p.m. I was at 147, and I don't believe I did exercise after that. I don't recall doing any late night exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So I will have gone to sleep at that number, and of course, that's what would cause the higher morning of 113. Now going from, let's just call it 150 to 110 overnight is it's not bad. It's still going down in the right direction.
So what was that dinner that put you at 147 without working
So that
out?
dinner was, I need to put the label in there, but I can figure it out most likely from here. So 1068. Just going off the numbers here. Yeah, it was this one right here. So it was a cabbage salad with almond butter and
Hmm.
almonds.
Yeah,
So
it's
this
not
was
very.
cabbage salad, cabbage and cauliflower salad, which is obviously super low on everything.
Yeah.
Um, Almond butter vinaigrette, and then the almonds themselves pack a punch. But the difference is, it was 20 net carbs, which is totally fine. But I also did not do a workout.
So my theory, it's the added almonds. Did you really need those extra almonds? Because that had the most amount of carbs
Well,
plus the
I
workout,
wanted the
I guess. Oh, you
calories.
want
I wanted
calories?
the
Okay.
calories 'cause I didn't want to. I'm trying not to feel like I'm starving myself,
Oh, okay.
right? Like I felt a little bit like before this, I was undernourished in the sense that I couldn't keep on any muscle mass. So I don't want to disappear.
Well, maybe you put an avocado instead and see if that is
Well,
different.
that's avocados are mixed in. They're
Oh,
mixed
it
in for
is?
sure. Yeah.
Oh,
So I
okay.
had avocados
On that salad?
for. So you can see also the pattern of meals, right? So I had a at 3 I had almost 1,000 calories, and then at 6 3 hours away I had 1,000 calories. But look at I had 400, 200, 8 or 900, and 1,000. They're all kind of, there wasn't any kind of rest period. So I think that, to me, that might play into it too. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, probably. So what is the protein? So this is a higher protein day too?
Yeah, because I did my heavy weightlifting. So this
Okay.
is the day where I really wanted to give my muscles a workout. And what was weird is I didn't get sore from it, even though I felt like I should have been. I worked out enough that I should have been sore.
Hmm.
There was failure points on a couple exercises. So
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Mm.
Anything else on that day and these numbers for the 13? Any
Yeah, I
adjustments
mean,
you would
my
make?
thought would be the almonds, maybe instead of using that as your fat, add avocado to that kale salad, which was already pretty good, and especially if it's before bed. And then,
So why do you prefer almonds over avocados?
because I think almonds have higher carbs, right?
They do.
And then you already had almond
Higher net
dressing.
carbs.
You already had almond dressing on the salad, so you're kind of like overdoing the almond in one meal. Where if you add the avocado, it's more balanced, right?
So the net carbs on the avocado is 4. If we go to almonds,
Avocado is 4.
the net carbs is
Yeah.
4. So there's a lot of fiber
Mm-hmm.
that takes out some
Oh,
of the
so that's
carbs,
11.
and it's 11.
Oh yeah.
But if you look at the meal, the total meal was still reasonable at 20. Even with the almonds.
Yeah. Well, my theory is like having like the doubling down on the same thing is like it shifts the scale to one side on whatever that nutrient is, and then there's, especially if that's where the carbs are coming from, then it doubles down on the carbs, where if you can just sub out the same amount of fat and calories with something that has less carbs, you're not, you know,
I think what I wanted.
duplicating the nutrients.
I get you. I get you. One thing I think I was going for with this was I did see that. I know that's like suboptimal, right? To have a lot of almonds.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going for a meal that had the macros that I wanted without tofu, because I don't want to overdo tofu. And I did a heavy amount of tofu earlier in the day, 5 servings after my workout. That's like my protein punch.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do tofu, but I still wanted to get some protein in there. And then the other thing I wanted to, the reason I did almonds over avocados is I didn't want to overdo avocados as well, because I had that for the lunch right beforehand at a full
Okay.
avocado. So my mix, I was
Gotcha.
trying to get the mix in the day.
What about peas?
So yeah, peas is something that I can mix in. There's some.
Yeah,
I
would do
I
that.
definitely need this next week. I'm going to try to figure out what other sources I can do. So we have peas and green beans.
Yeah, I would
in
do
the
green
freezer.
beans for sure.
So anyway, so you would then change the almonds.
Yeah. I think on overall you've had a tendency to overdose on almonds with, starting with the almond butters where you would eat like a jar a day. So I think your body's probably over almondized. And so it's like, let's just chill a little bit with these almonds and like get another source of nutrients, which will have its own different package of minerals and vitamins, because you're good on whatever almonds provide.
I haven't done that almond butter stuff since December though.
Yeah.
It's been 2 months. So.
Yeah. But you know, I'm just saying.
She's
Not
biased.
to cut
She's
it out.
hating.
Not to cut it
Hating.
out, but don't double down on it at this point.
So, but think about it.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm doing a crazy amount. This is so 1 cup is a lot of almonds by
Yeah.
themselves,
Oh, yeah.
and then this is
Is that how much you had? 1 cup?
1 cup of almonds.
Whoa,
So
yeah,
it was a
that's
little
a
bit
lot.
of a lot.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
another thing I remember now is I felt full before I finished my almonds, and I was like, I should probably stop eating.
Yeah.
But I didn't because I wanted to have my measurements all calculated and I wanted to finish it out. But I bet if I had done the walk,
Yeah,
we
you'd
wouldn't
be
even be
fine.
talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's true.
So I think I'm feeling the takeaway is to do the walk, especially after on a day like that where I'm taking
Yeah.
so many calories.
I think that's the main takeaway, but I think the other takeaway is like adding more variety these next rounds. So I think peas is something you should definitely.
Yeah.
And
Peas
green
have more
beans, like,
carbs though,
those
so I got to
two-
figure it out. I'll map them out, but I know that they're sweet, right? So they definitely have carbs.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So so I'll definitely hit the walk at the end of the day. And anything else that stands out to you as something you would want to change? Do you need me to kind of go over the days for you?
Yeah, like all this is kind of.
Yeah, it's intense. It took a lot of work, but it's a lot of it's tracking the data so you can
Can they see this?
Yeah, they
Oh,
can see the
okay.
whole screen. So day one, I attempted to carb it up, so do carb heavy before my run, and then I did a long distance run. So for me, this is like 6 miles, and then after the run, I did a high protein meal to help replenish my muscles from the run, get my energy back. And then middle of the day, it's kind of a whatever meal. I wanted to on my heavy workout days. I want to keep a decent amount of protein coming in for every meal for what's the term, restoration, replenishment, recovery. That's what I was looking for. So that's why we have that. And post meal light exercise.
Yeah, I like those air squats.
To keep the flow.
Those are my fave.
And then in general, I want to do lower carbs in the evening.
Yeah.
And then do the walk afterwards. And then that keeps me at a low, keeps my glucose low going into the sleep, which allows my body to not do anything. Also, the other thing that's going on here is I'm not eating 4 hours before I sleep. Trying not to. So there's a couple of days over here where I did. But that helps, so I'm not digesting while I'm sleeping either.
Yeah.
Because once I lie down, my numbers flatten out pretty much.
Yeah. Well, and this was all the first week, right?
This is the first week. Yeah, this is the very first week.
And so, and the one that's not recorded here is the first time, 1 full week of this, you woke up with your first 80 fasting blood glucose. That's great.
Yeah, so I went from 100 to 80.
Because it takes time for that to all,
Well, the idea of this is to get those results in 7 days.
Yeah.
It's not like a month
challenge. Well, you did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went from a fasting glucose of 106 to a fasting glucose of 88 in 7 days. Okay. So long run, and then I did a resting day, and on my resting day I also did an intermittent fast.
Okay.
So you can see that my waking blood sugar was 102. Before I ate something after the fast, it was 82.
82, nice.
Okay. The next day was a light workout day. So I did a muscle warm-up and a short run after another intermittent fast.
So back-to-back intermittent fast.
Back-to-back intermittent fast.
Interesting, okay.
And then before I ate, I did a muscle warm up. So it's a full body muscle warm up. It takes about 15 minutes with dumbbells, kind of hitting all your all your muscles in your body, just to keep them engaged and tell your body, I'm using these muscles. Don't cannibalize them. And then did a short 2 mile run
Hmm.
before I ate. So this is like accelerating the autophagy from the fast.
Okay.
And so then after that, you had a really big, on 1,000 calorie meal. Followed that. This is the fatty shake. So this is the
Avocados
avocado,
and coconut.
coconut.
What's the carbs in the breakfast?
This?
Yeah.
Yes, I really need the labels in here. 934. Let's see if we can find this guy here. Tofu scramble with veggies, hot chocolate with almond milk and coconut. 2 scoops of coconut. So it's really
not high carb.
It's not high carb. We're getting carbs from the veggies, and so I can show you the recipe here. So guys, just so you know, we're looking at this one, and then tofu scramble with veggies. My mouse disappears after I do that. Boom. So the tofu scrambled veggies, we're doing onions, I have an avocado, cauliflower, jalapeno.
Okay.
Yeah, you get carbs from the onion and the tofu, pretty much.
All right.
All right.
Yes. So back to, that was the breakfast carbs, and you had your fatty shake.
Yeah.
And then dinner and a light walk. And then there you woke up under 100 for the first time in that week.
Yeah. So also before I ate, I was down to 73.
Yeah. So that's what the fasting.
It's a healthy 73. That's without insulin. So this whole week, zero insulin.
Zero insulin. Yeah. That's the key.
Yeah. And so yeah, after that night, and I'm not hungry on these days. Like I might get hungry on the fasting mornings, but like throughout the day, I'm full. Like when I get hungry, that's my trigger to actually start making food. So
yeah.
I'm not starving myself. And yeah, so that's the first day we dipped below 100.
And then,
does that tell you anything, or?
Well, yeah. So like, to me, it's like it's like a, how do you say, like a compounding effort with what you're doing. So whatever's working here on day 1, day 2 helps your body, like whether it's the fasting, resting, allows your body to focus on other items that over time will help the whole team effort of your body start functioning better overall. And so as you alleviate 1 or 2 things throughout the week's days consistently, then it's just a compounding result type thing. So the first 3 days looks like it was starting that progression, and then here we figured out, I forgot what we figured out, but there was so yeah.
Well, here we figured out, because of this night,
I
went to bed elevated.
Yeah, and you didn't work out.
And I didn't do the walk.
So yeah, so that was what you hadn't done the 3 days before, so then it took that negative shift, a half a step backwards, but we're still taking 4 steps forwards, so yeah. So heavy weights.
So yeah, this is the heavyweight day.
And no fasting.
No fasting.
And you still started your BGs
at 95 and 88.
At 88 at breakfast.
Yeah.
So that's a wonderful day.
6 a.m. Yeah.
That's a great.
Yeah.
Great day.
So this is, you can kind of count this as being in the 80s.
Oh yeah, totally.
Right?
And so that was before. So you had your muscle run and light walk before dinner. And no air squats yesterday. No air squats. Where you at, son?
No air squats. No, that's the thing. Like with these fatty shakes, I think my numbers went down after eating it. So, or they didn't go up at least. So I didn't feel like I needed that extra exercise. So I was able to do other things with my time. So after the weight day, we did a rest day. I actually didn't do exercise after breakfast or lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some air squats in the evening. So my numbers, I think, if I remember right, they were a little bit high. So I did air squats, but I didn't want to. I think this is Saturday, right, when you guys were out. So I was super tired,
Oh
and I didn't
yeah.
want to do anything. I wanted to go to sleep, but I stayed
We're
awake.
gone and he slacks the entire night, not doing his
No,
workout.
I selectively rested. And then I had to do some air squats
Okay.
because I think I just breached 140, just barely and very slowly.
Yeah.
So I did my air squats, brought me back into the 130s, and then I tailed off from there.
Okay, so another night you started high, and that was just your choice,
Yeah, so we could
right?
look at Saturday. Um, Saturday. So Saturday, yeah. So this is
Yeah.
pre squats. This is post squats. I'm in the
Yeah.
30s, and then so by the time I was asleep, I was in the 120s.
Yeah.
It's not
And it just
terrible.
kept going down. Yeah, that's
It
good.
creeps down, and you saw that it got into back to 102.
Yeah.
But I think that's the key,
Yeah.
right? So you see the numbers in the evening, right? Right, that from this being elevated resulted in higher numbers
Yeah.
in the morning. That
Yeah.
seems obvious,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So if I were to simplify this down,
Mm-hmm.
what's like one what's like the most important takeaway that I could share with somebody else to improve their morning glucose numbers?
Yeah, most important thing is the lighter carb with balanced nutrition in terms of not overdoing one thing and eating it early and having a light
For dinner.
workout for dinner. And I think doing the early breakfast, light carb and balanced in nutrition, paired with the workout, I think that's your recipe for success for waking up with some good fasting numbers. And then I think everything else on top of that is adding the icing on the cake. But I think that's where you start.
So what part of this do you think I could remove and still get the same effects?
Um, well, it looks like some of the air squats you could, and some of the workouts, because it's really tied to, I think it's the fasting, like the intermittent fasting triggering the autophagy to help. That's going to help balance out the higher fat days so that you don't fall into the accumulating insulin resistance over time. So that's what the ketosis keto people I don't think have figured out yet, that when you just do it every day, there's kind of an over time change in the insulin resistance. So if we can add that and balance the carbs so you get the proper nutrition and fuel your brain with the the glucose instead of only ketones, like I think it's, yeah, fasting, evening meals, and evening workouts are the key things.
Okay. Now I did have some low energy days. Do you have any tips on keeping my energy high other than getting enough sleep?
Yeah, so the sleep, the light exposure,
Talk
the
about the light exposure for everybody real quick.
so
Highlights.
yeah, so blue lights, which is all the LED lights, the most popular lights that people use now for energy efficiency, they trigger that noon lighting response in your brain. So when it hits your retina, it makes your brain think that it's noon on the equator. And so you don't produce the melatonin that you should when it's evening and the sun is down. So you're tricking your brain, um, and that disrupts your ability to sleep deeply.
Right, and so that's what's going on. But I was using my red glasses
Yeah,
at
so
night.
you're using that. Um, and I think there's maybe some nutritional stuff. So like we need to find a more balanced, because these first weeks as we're trying to figure out the plan, you kind of lean on what you know, right? And you just or lean on what's available, right? Sometimes the fridge doesn't have everything we need. But like that one day, instead of eating too much almonds, like add in those peas. And that way you get a variety of nutrients that you don't normally take. Um, and then I don't know. I don't remember what your super tired days were in terms of
So
what else
Saturday,
could have. So Saturday.
Sunday I was still tired,
Uh
but
huh.
not to the same level. Like Saturday was like more that deep fatigue where like I had trouble like doing anything
Yeah.
in the evening.
Okay. So that could be like a circulation thing too, in terms of like I'm looking into this whole Beamer thing that we're gonna try out on Saturday, and like one of the things prior to all of this was circulation for you. Like that was a known thing that like the acupuncturist would mention. Like there were certain areas that were just kind of different than other areas, and so maybe there's just something that's not allowing the proper absorption of your nutrients, even though you're getting balanced stuff or good stuff. Part of it gets missed, and whatever that part is isn't giving you that energy you normally should have gotten from that salad. And
So for
so,
circulation, usually I do exercise.
yeah.
If I'm feeling tired, I don't want to exercise. Should I exercise anyway?
Well, the tiredness is, yeah. So exercise helps, but there's like, even with this Beamer, one of the testimonials they talked about was there's there was a semi-professional athlete, like somebody who's super active and gets enough exercise more than the average person. Like depending on where you're at with your body, like our bodies are meant to be like walking 18 hours a day back in like ancient times when you were hunting, gathering, whatever it was, like you were barefoot on the ground in the sun walking. And so you need something like beyond just like a workout for 2 hours, 3 hours. You
Would
need
walking be
it
inappropriate
helps.
circulation?
It helps, but um maybe walking barefoot, doing it grounded and the sunsets, sun gazing. So I think grounding while
But
walking and sun
so
gazing.
so it's the middle of the day. It's not a
Oh, okay, you can't do
sunrise
that. Yeah.
sunset, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like ideally, I'd like to have something other than going to caffeine
Breathing. The Wim Hof style breathing.
for so that'll
Yeah,
oxygenate your
oxygenate
blood.
your
Does
blood.
get the blood flowing.
Yeah.
I don't have to expend any energy in my muscles.
Yeah, that's something we haven't been good at trying to practice, but
So I'll try that. Thank you.
you felt, I remember when you did it, when we did a
Get
guided one,
dizzy.
you feel a little dizzy, but then you kind of like feel woke, you
Okay.
know?
So I'll try that.
Okay.
Thanks. And then I want so my ideal place is I'm gonna get a formula down to give people three things, only three things
Mm-hmm.
that they can do to improve their fasting blood sugars in 7 days. Okay, three things, seven
Yeah.
days, better fasting glucose numbers. So out of everything we discussed, for the average person, they're on the standard American diet.
Hmm.
Okay. They have some form of diabetes where they're waking up, pre-diabetes, type 2, type 1, type 1.5, where they're waking up in the morning, and their fasting glucose numbers are somewhere over 100 and they want to get back down under 100. What if you could say, like, high priority, the top three priority things they could do to improve their fasting glucose numbers in the
Is
morning?
this after they've adopted a whole food plant based diet
This
or
is no
before?
the
Oh
sad,
gosh.
sad diet.
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is diet. Like that's for type 2, it's 100% tied to diet. Like that's easy where you just do the whole food plant based diet and in
But diet to me isn't like one thing. That's like a lot of things.
yeah.
So if it's like
Remove
eat
oil.
eat salad at dinner time, to me is like one thing.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? Like
okay.
I want to simplify this as much as possible,
Oh,
so
man.
like
But like if
so
they're
many more people
eating
can see these
if they're
results.
eating meat and oils during the lunch and breakfast, like that's not gonna.
Well,
I think
Chase did see some results from just doing 2 salads a day and eating meat.
okay. I would say eliminating oil and yeah, the dinner time stuff.
So dinner time stuff being 4 hours before sleep,
Yeah,
and the exercise after you eat.
yeah, and a big salad, like low carb, big salad, nutritionally dense
That's
meal.
four things.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the big salad. You gotta remove
To
oil.
me,
Like
that
you gotta remove oil because people are gonna be putting on their
fat.
salads.
Yeah.
It's low carb. you know.
So would you rather remove oil or have low carb for dinner? So just to summarize,
I would remove oil.
the four things are removing oil,
Uh-huh.
eating a salad for dinner, eating 4 hours before you sleep,
I would say forget the 4
and
hours before you sleep.
exercise after you eat.
I would say instead of doing 4 hours before you sleep, exercise after.
Okay,
Because
so
that
no
exercise
oil.
will naturally extend that bedtime. Like, you're not going to eat and then go to bed right away if you're exercising. Not if you're exercising, like doing a light walk.
I've done
No,
that totally, but
you can't sleepwalk. That
no,
walk's like an
exercise and then
hour.
sleeping right afterwards. I've done that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so just to summarize your three, make sure I got them right. So number one is removing oils
Yeah.
from your diet.
Yeah.
And removing oils over removing meat.
Yeah.
Okay. So removing oils from your diet. So no olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, nothing fried. No added oils in your salad dressings.
Mm-hmm.
No added oils in your nut butters, all those things. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So removing oils. Number two would be having a low carb meal for dinner as the last thing you eat. Mm-hmm. Okay, no midnight snacks, all that stuff. So low carb meal, and low carb is how many carbs? Like for me, my low carb threshold is about 20.
Okay, then 20.
Okay,
that's a good number. Brian Dawkins.
Hey, and then doing a light exercise after you eat that low carb meal.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks so much. We've gone a little bit over time, so hopefully the kids are not wreaking havoc on the rest of the house. Any last words?
No, I think this is really cool. I'm excited that after that the week of this, you already got to the 80s. Like, that's amazing. So
you know what I'm going to do? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put your three things to the test.
Oh.
So this week, I'm already on Tuesday, but for the rest of this week, I'm only going to do the three things.
Okay.
So I'm not going to work out.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm not going to work out like I have been. I'm still going to measure. I'm not going to do like the heavy lifting, all that stuff. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to probably do my post-meal light exercises like walks and air squats. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to do any weightlifting or running. How about that? For 1 week.
Okay.
And I'll put it to the test. So we're going to do your three things. Now you dropped a lot of knowledge on us today. Hey. I really appreciate it. Where can people learn more about what you're doing and your channel and all that?
Well, they can join my challenge, DanielChallenge10.com. I'm hosting them every single month, where it's 10 days where you reset your palate, your diet with 10 days of recipes, and it's called the Daniel Challenge because it mimics the prophet Daniel's diet in the Bible, which is the equivalent of a whole food plant-based diet. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
And I've done that challenge. It lowered my insulin resistance significantly. It's the diet that she's teaching is the diet that got me off 6 medications in 2 months. So if you want to get off some of your diabetes medications, cholesterol medications like I did, do the challenge. It's the best way to get started. She has all the information you need, diet plan, all that stuff. And you can really go from 0 to on your way to a very healthy body and by reducing your insulin resistance, which helps with diabetes, which has been our focus, but also a lot of other stuff like heart disease and I'm missing, what's the other big one?
Heart disease, diabetes, cancer.
Yeah. Right. So all those the big killers out there, mm-hmm. This helps incredibly. Yep. More information on her site, which is DanielChallenge10.com. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. See you later.
Bye. Oi.